Liverpool's preparations for their upcoming clash with Aston Villa have taken an unexpected turn, with fresh developments emerging that could have a major impact on Arne Slot's plans. The Reds are already under pressure to bounce back from recent setbacks, and the latest news from Anfield adds another layer of concern ahead of a crucial Premier League encounter. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Harvey Elliott's loan spell at Aston Villa has hit a worrying standstill, with the midfielder facing an uphill battle to regain his place in Unai Emery's squad. The 22-year-old was left out entirely for Villa's 1-0 victory over Manchester City on Sunday, marking his fourth consecutive game without an appearance across all competitions. It's a clear indication that Elliott currently finds himself on the fringes of Emery's plans, and that his route back into the starting lineup looks increasingly uncertain. Villa's recent form only complicates matters further. The Midlands side have won 4 straight Premier League games, climbing to 8th in the table and building impressive momentum. With the team performing well, Emery has little incentive to make unnecessary changes. The Spanish coach is known for his tactical discipline and reluctance to disrupt a winning formula, which leaves Elliott in a precarious position as he watches from the sidelines. Despite his omission, Emery has downplayed any suggestion of personal issues between himself and the young midfielder. Speaking after the win over City, the Villa boss emphasized that Elliott's attitude and work ethic in training have been exemplary. The decision to leave him out, Emery stressed, was purely tactical, a reflection of the competition for places and the balance he wants in his squad, rather than any dissatisfaction with the player's commitment. Even so, the reality remains that Elliott is currently behind several others in the attacking hierarchy. The likes of Morgan Rogers, Emi Buendia, and Ross Barkley have all impressed when called upon, giving Emery a wealth of creative options. That depth, while a positive for Villa's ambitions this season, has left Elliott struggling for minutes and fighting to make an impact. For a player looking to rebuild momentum after a frustrating spell at Liverpool, this lack of opportunity could become a major concern. Elliott joined Villa on loan from Liverpool late in the summer transfer window, eager to find regular football after slipping down the pecking order under Arne Slot at Anfield. The move included an obligation to buy clause set at around £35 million, but crucially, that clause only becomes active if he reaches 10 appearances for Villa this season. So far, Elliott has featured just 5 times in all competitions, 3 in the Premier League, 1 in the Europa League, and 1 in the EFL Cup. With nearly a third of the season gone and no sign of a breakthrough, the clock is ticking. If he fails to hit the 10-game threshold, Villa will not be required to make the deal permanent, and Elliott will return to Liverpool next summer. For a player once regarded as one of England's brightest young talents, it's an uncertain moment. Elliott still possesses the technical skill and intelligence that made him such a highly rated prospect. But at present, he's caught in a situation where form, competition, and circumstance have all combined to hold him back. Unless Emery's plans shift or injuries open the door, Elliott may find himself waiting longer than expected for another chance to prove his worth in claret and blue. In other news, Arne Slot finds himself under real scrutiny for the first time since taking over at Liverpool, as his side battles through what can only be described as a mini crisis. The Dutchman's tenure began with optimism and flashes of attacking brilliance, but 4 consecutive Premier League defeats have turned that early momentum into mounting frustration. Saturday's 3-2 defeat at Brentford marked a 4th straight league loss, leaving Liverpool languishing 7 points adrift of league leaders Arsenal and in urgent need of a response. The pressure has intensified on Slot not only because of results but due to his own post-match admissions. The Liverpool boss openly acknowledged that his team has struggled to break down deep deep defending opponents or low blocks, a problem that has plagued the club despite a summer of heavy investment. The new arrivals were meant to offer creativity and control, but inconsistency and individual struggles have undermined progress. Florian Wirtz, who is expected to be one of the transformative signings of the summer, has failed to find form since arriving at Anfield. Meanwhile, Alexander Isak's fitness issues have disrupted the fluidity of Liverpool's forward line, leaving Slot with a side that often looks short of rhythm and cohesion. Despite these difficulties, one player continues to stand out as irreplaceable: club captain Virgil van Dijk. Speaking on Sky Sports on 27th October, former Premier League striker Clinton Morrison emphasised just how vital Van Dijk remains to Liverpool's hopes this season, even amid defensive concerns. No, Van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate are not in form, Morrison admitted, but I think Van Dijk is always covering for Kerkez. I know Kerkez scored at the weekend, but I think he's been a bit of a struggle for the football club. Morrison went on to suggest that Slot should consider reverting to a more familiar setup. At the moment, I'm thinking go back to what you know in Andy Robertson and let Kerkez take him out for a bit. I'm not saying he's totally finished at Liverpool, he ain't, but I feel Van Dijk is always covering Kerkez. And I know he was doing that when he was younger, but now he's getting older and had a few injuries. You can't expect Van Dijk to cover everything in one-on-one situations. The former Republic of Ireland international then underlined Van Dijk's continued importance to Liverpool's title ambitions. I still think he's a top-class defender, and I still think if Liverpool didn't have Virgil van Dijk, they would have no chance of winning the Premier League. I think he's that crucial to Liverpool. If he ever picked up an injury, the title race would be over, so he is crucial to them. That assessment will strike a chord with many Liverpool supporters who have witnessed the team's fragility whenever Van Dijk has been unavailable. His composure, aerial dominance and leadership remain central to Slot's defensive structure, and his absence would leave a significant void. The injury crisis in defence only magnifies that concern, with promising young centre-back Giovanni Leone ruled out for the rest of the season after suffering an ACL injury. It leaves Slot with only Ibrahima Konate and Joe Gomez as senior options at the heart of defence. Gomez, who has frequently been required to deputise at right back, faces a demanding schedule that could test Liverpool's depth to the limit. The importance of maintaining Van Dijk's fitness and rediscovering his best form, therefore, cannot be overstated. For Slot, the task now is not only tactical, but psychological. The Dutchman must rally his players, restore belief, and bring back the resilience that has long defined Liverpool's best sides. Recapturing the old defensive solidity built on the authority and presence of Virgil van Dijk could be the key to reversing their fortunes and reigniting a faltering title challenge. In the coming weeks, Arne Slot's ability to steady the ship will be crucial in determining how Liverpool's season unfolds. The Dutchman must find solutions quickly, rebuilding confidence, restoring defensive organisation, and reigniting the spark that once defined his side's early performances. With key players out of form or injured, the responsibility on Virgil van Dijk's shoulders has never been greater. His leadership, composure, and experience remain central to any hopes of recovery. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.